Radio. Wrestling podcast featuring Ramen Bomber and Rab and the one and only Peanut. Woo! Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Jobber Radio. Bitches.
I'm the American Nightmare, hurdy-durdy-durdy.
I'm not saying he's a pile of shit, but the TLC 2017 car looks like dog shit.
Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong.
Prove us wrong. That's the theme of this fucking show. That's the name, too. Prove us wrong. All right, guys, it is that time. Jobber Radio, we're here. Episode, fuck, I didn't look at it. I don't know what episode this is again. I'm horrible at that. But anyway, thanks for tuning in to Jobber Radio. We got a lot to talk about. We got plenty of news articles hitting the wires, I guess you want to say, lately. And we got TLC coming up this weekend, and isn't that just going to be a fucking hoot? First of all, follow us on Twitter at Jobber Radio. You need to search for us on YouTube. Just type in Jobber Radio. Something of ours is going to fucking come up. And hey, give us a subscribe or whatever it is. You want to give us 5-star rating on iTunes, that would be cool. We would love that as well. But anyway, I guess we're getting into it. I'm Jake, a.k.a. Bomber. I got the outsiders here today. We got Lee, we got Scott. Lee, what have you been up to? How you doing?
Pretty good. Just been doing podcasting stuff all fucking month, so that's been taking up my time.
Well, I'm glad we're adding to that.
Yeah, it's just been nonstop, so other than that, nothing.
Okay, cool. Well, Scott, what have you been up to?
Bit of work stuff and a bit of being sick. It's not been fun. I'm mostly over the sick part now. But I've got a backlog of stuff, the video stuff I shot from the ThunderCon convention and other video stuff that I've been doing. So it's kind of busy, and I'm trying to ramp up my own show again. I've got a lot of stuff actually shot for that, and a lot of stuff written. So that's coming up too.
On your YouTube channel?
On my YouTube channel, yes. That is at Guilty Pleasure Cinema or Cyclops Scott. You can find it there. And there's always that Job Radio show I have in the back of my mind too. So.
Right.
But that's a bit of a back burner compared to this. I want to get that going first because it's a bit of a front-loaded thing. But it's all good, and if I cough a bit during this, don't mind me. Like I said, I'm getting over being sick. It's fun times.
Yeah, all good. Yeah, everybody at my work right now is fucking sick too, so it's a thing. But Peanut was supposed to be here, but he messaged us just a couple minutes ago and said, "Oh, by the way, I'm not going to fucking make the show." Like, okay, we expected that. And yeah, Matt Zahn, Rab, they're doing their thing. They're trying to pay bills and all that kind of shit. But anyway, we're here. We got a lot to talk about. First of all, I've had a couple disputes over on Twitter at Jobber Radio. I want to get into those right off the bat. I wish Matt Zahn was here because he was one of the people I wouldn't say arguing with. I maybe just like disputing things with. Was Impact Wrestling, Bound for Glory is coming up. And I said, hey, The thing that started the whole conversation was I said, looking at the Bound for Glory card, that shit looks good. Another $40 perhaps. Because if you haven't been paying attention, I did pay for Slammiversary. I did watch Slammiversary, and it was a good show. I enjoyed myself. But I caught a lot of shit for the $40. So, yeah.
I don't know how they can justify a $40 price tag on that promotion at this point.
I don't really know why it is $40. There's got to be a reason. It can't just be, hey, let's just throw this much money in there. I can't imagine. There's got to be a reason it's $40. But
has that sort of been like? Oh, sorry, but has that sort of been like the price for all their fucking pay-per-views for like the last few years or something?
I thought when they were doing the monthly ones, when they had 12 of the damn things, that it was in the 60 model like WWE was.
Oh, really?
I think so. I'm not 100% on that because I know they went from the $10 ones, the weeklies,
yes,
into these other ones, and I thought they were 50 or 60 at the time. So I'm pretty sure 40 is lower than what their normal was.
There you go.
But yep, I think what they're doing is it's not quite a bargain basement price, where it seems like this is budget. It's still a bit of a premium on it. I can compare it to video games. New releases in Canada are like $79. You get some, though, released at around $39 or $49. Exchange rate, it's bad. But 39 or 49, they're not the AAA premium, but they're also not like bargain bin type stuff. It's in the middle ground.
Yeah.
And it feels like that's what this is. It is, again, from Anthem, who has zero experience with pay-per-view type stuff of their own, like producing it. They probably air the stuff with Fight Network, and they've had that kind of detail. But they're probably trusting the Impact guys on this one for what the pricing model is.
Because this is a company with a regime in place that was part of the one or two of the old regimes who ran their company on a pay-per-view model that they never built pay-per-views. They never used their TV to build pay-per-views, and they never cared about their pay-per-views.
That's my main issue with them right now. Because when they went to, like, I think they were doing 3 or 4 pay-per-views, and they're just down to basically the 2.
Yeah.
The thought there, and I know the thought process with the split roster as well with WWE was they'll have more time to build to these shows instead of, hey, look, on Sunday there's a show. Here's some matches. And yet, we could be watching stuff for the past 2 weeks that aren't really building toward it because the way they tape it is such an awkward thing, and then stuff happens, and they're written into something that they're not fully committed to, and they don't build to it. And they literally tape over a week period dozens of episodes, and they still can't manage, when they're doing it all at once, to make it work properly toward the end result. Okay. They've gotten better, admittedly, this year. I will say that, because they're actually taping it a little more ideally, but it's still not great compared to what it should be. Like, it should literally be seasons where they know their end goal and everything logically has its point to that. It just doesn't feel like it does when it's as taped as it is. Lucha Underground, for all the shit people give it as a wrestling promotion, even if it is one, is how you build the stuff. You have things happen on episode 3 that play in on episode 8, and you call back to it because they worked out the whole goddamn thing, and every little bit happens. This is simply wrestling guys who were doing weeks of TV because they have to fill it. There's no season structure when they could easily do that. I know easier said than done, but it just seems like an obvious thing they should be doing.
Now, the whole, like, I see what you're saying, but that wasn't even, like, the big debate that we got going on because...
Oh, no. That was just, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Now, regardless to everything you literally just said, I looked at the Bound for Glory card. The Bound for Glory card looks pretty damn good. It does look very gimmicked up. Like, almost every match does have a gimmick to it. But besides that, I like a lot of the guys. I know a lot of people probably don't know people on the card. There's a lot of indie guys on the card. Like, there's a couple CZW guys in there right now that people have no clue who they are, but they are the tag team champions right now. But anyway, the card looks very good. I feel like it's a card that I want to watch. I would pay money to see the card, regardless of whatever everybody gets pissed about, right? So the debate got sparked with Matt Zion, of course, getting pissed off because I said, hey, I might want to pay some more money to watch this. And he just said that the company's basically toxic. Everything's toxic. The locker room, everything's just horrible over there. And the whole debate was, I told him, you don't know. You don't, I mean, obviously we read stuff. Yes, there are people that have left and have talked shit. Yes, it has happened, but you don't know what it's like right now. There's no way that he knows. I don't know. He could be right. He could be wrong. There's things that everybody was saying and jumping in and chiming in on that, TNA is just absolutely horrible right now. And my whole debate was, you don't fucking know. That's why I wish he was in here so I could look at him. Well, I can't look at him, but talk straight to him. You don't fucking know how bad it is, because Jim Cornette just recently went to TNA, and he had all kinds of nice things to say, even when he kind of got let go when he couldn't go to Canada. He said that the locker room was great. All the guys were in a great mood. The management was in a great mood. He said all these things, and he just came from there. So I'm just saying, he could be wrong, he could be lying, I don't know, but we really don't fucking know. So why are we saying, you know what? No, we're not. Don't pay fucking money because everybody's toxic over there. So am I wrong by saying that, or what's going on here? What's up?
Well, I know Matt, or I know Lee, that you agree with Matt largely. So I'll just kind of go on the in between here, because I understand from the fan perspective, from what Matt's saying. It is a toxic thing. Like, it's had three branding changes this year.
Yeah.
It's had 3 regime changes, like not on camera figures, but literally this year. And you can look at all the stuff with how Jarrett handled things and Nordholm handled things and how they screwed over the Hardys or this or that. Or if they... You can say they screwed over the Hardys, but if the contracts are what they are, they didn't screw over the Hardys. Like, you have to take a step back just because your guy didn't get it. Maybe that's actually the right thing. Like, there's so much behind-the-scenes stuff that we don't know and a lot that we do. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it is a case of this thing is like WCW in its dying days. Not that it's on the way out the door, because it wasn't until suddenly, boom, it's done. Like, that's how WCW was. It was suddenly, poof. It was that quick. It just feels like it's mismanaged and directionless. Now, that said, I think part of the problem is because of the regime changes. But you look at who was brought in, and you literally had Jeff Jarrett back. You had some of the guys that were misguiding and not running things properly originally. You had these guys being brought back. It's like these guys ran it so bad that Jarrett left and was a silent partner while founding another company, and they literally brought him back in to Hall of Fame him and have a match to get a title to get his stake in, and then he left. Yeah. And then Anthem bought the company after the whole Corgan thing, and they said, we'll bring Jeff Jarrett back in. And he came back with his failed company and rebranded over top, but then they said, no, you go home after all. Suddenly, he was posting tweets happy about stuff going on later that day, and then suddenly was gone. And they unbranded from GFW, and that alone, like, why would you want to support that, is where I can see people coming from. Like, why are you putting money behind something where they don't even know what they're doing?
Even if the card is good, though? Even if the card looks good?
It's the case of, how do you even know what's going to happen? Like, when they talk about all these guys coming in, are they all going to make it into Canada? I mean, a lot of, to be fair, a lot of them probably have on indie shots, sure. But how reliable is it now? It isn't. At all. Its track record speaks for itself, is where that comes in. From the flip side, though, if you see a show worth $40 in your mind's eye and feel that's worthwhile doing, I have no problem with that. I'm not going to try to talk you out of it. That's awesome. I'm curious about it. I follow everything. I want to know what's going on. Bound for Glory. Slammiversary. It looked interesting. I'm like, I'm not going to spend $40 on it.
It was a good show.
I'm not buying. Exactly. And even though people tried to talk you out of believing that, I remember this. It was insane.
Oh, of course, yes. So,
but I'm with you on the idea of, like, there's not many positives left in it, because I've worked in a call center, and when you hear people complaining, they only complain about the ones that were bad. But they never talk about the good ones, because that's how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So if all you're hearing is the complaints about how the locker room is, or this and this and this, it's not like the guys who were leaking news stories are saying, yeah, you know what? OVE, those guys, the Chris brothers, yeah, they're happy. That's not going to get any clicks. That's not news. Mm-hmm. But, they're upset. Neville's unhappy. That's click. Let's click on this. Click. But they're not going to... You don't hear the good stuff because it's not newsworthy. So all we're hearing is the bad because, drama. So I'm sure it's disproportionate, but it's not coming from nowhere either. So it's not perfect. It's basically it. Like, is it toxic? Sure. Does that matter? Nah.
So Lee, what is your thing here?
Yeah, I can't give money in good conscience to a company that has just had this incredibly long history of abusing talent, screwing over talent, being mismanaged, going in the wrong direction every time. Every time it seems like they're starting to get their footing again, they just do something stupid or something just catastrophic happens to them, and yet somehow they still exist for some reason. I don't know how.
Probably because their shows aren't that bad. That's probably why.
Can I just say, TNA has been around longer than WCW.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I mean, I was
not longer than Crockett, but literally WCW. It's been around longer.
I'm trying to not be as biased as I can, because I literally have been watching TNA from day one. From day one, very first show, I watched it on a weekly basis when it was on its pay-per-view weekly subscription, whatever you want to call it thing. I watched it from day one, so I'm trying to be slightly less biased. But the shows look good, and if they look good, I feel like there shouldn't be a reason not to pay to watch the show.
There's only so many times United Airlines can mishandle a passenger before you decide not to fly United Airlines.
That's the thing. That's just I can't trust them to ever get in a solid direction forward anywhere. Every time they try to go forward, they seem to go 2 steps back, no matter how good the actual wrestling on the shows are. You can have the best goddamn card going as far as a wrestling show goes. If you don't have any leadership, no focus, if the company's not going anywhere, it's not going anywhere, and I'm not interested. I'm not interested in watching a show that could change a total 180 the next set of tapings because they lose half their talent or they fire half their talent. And I mean, there's just no stability in that company, and I just can't get behind a product that's going to change so dramatically, like overnight.
Okay.
And that is based on history, because you see the tapings, and it's like, these guys aren't here this time.
I'll give you guys this hypothetical that I gave Matt and Zion, okay? All right. Say everything, like right now, like Jim Cornette came from there and everything. He said everything's much better backstage. Everything feels better. Basically, everything feels better, basically. Say, just, this is hypothetical. What if everything was better? Like, we don't know. It could not be better. It's possible. It could still be bad. No telling. But what if everything was better? The management started managing it all right. Everything started. They actually started going in a, as you guys say, direction. Everything started to see, like, you could see what was going on. They consistently put out good shows, good pay-per-views, good events. Do you still write them off based on what happened in the past with Dixie and all that?
I wouldn't, but I'd need to see them actually pull that off first.
That's
and
the
I
thing.
don't feel they have.
How long are you talking, though? How long is your, like...
Well, okay, so they Anthem bought them in January, and then they rebranded in March, and then they rebranded in July, and then they rebranded in September. We've got a big pay-per-view coming up. It's like, okay, prove this right. Let's see this go. Because they got... I talked about the regime things. They even got rid of the one I was talking about, Jarrett. They weren't even committing with him.
That
like
was more
the negative
from
one.
What
they dumped him.
Again from what I read. That's him leaving on a I don't know what you want to call it. To clear his head, something.
Sabbatical.
Yeah, no, and they
Sabbatical,
told him he was.
Yeah, he got drunk in Mexico.
That was not
and
voluntary.
He got drunk in Mexico, and then they're like, "You're out of here."
Well, that's pretty awesome, though. To be honest with you, but
yeah, but that's how you lose. So I need to see stability,
So you said
and
that. Okay.
there's been more. There's literally been more changes in this company in the past. We're in October, 10 months, than there has in any other wrestling company in history in that same time frame.
Lee, how do you feel?
I need a little more stability.
Yeah,
I'm all for it. Prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong, but
I'd love to be proven wrong as well. I mean, it'd be great if a year from now, if they've put on a bunch of solid shows, they've kept their roster fairly stable, they've moved in a forward direction, they start increasing their live attendance, and they start getting their ratings up and stuff like that. You know, if they're actually turning the product around, and they get to some sort of stable point a year from now, I would probably be interested in dipping back in and seeing what they're doing. But I mean, there's just too much fucking excellent wrestling right now everywhere that I am watching that is attracting my dollars. I mean, I'm still paying into New Japan every month for their online service, and I'm watching their shows. I just paid for that little MLW one shot, which was really excellent, and they're coming out with a second show in December, which I'm going to pay for. So I mean, I'd rather watch that stuff, and I mean, there's still the occasional good thing from the WWE that I'll watch. They at least have a cohesive, stable company for the most part, even though I think their booking is absolute garbage. But ROH is also, I wouldn't say it's moving forward, but it's at least in a sort of a holding pattern that's not shitty.
Can I jump on that? It has a better track record.
Yeah, it does. So I mean, that's where it's at with me.
Okay. Well, that's okay. At least you guys are willing to give it a chance. Matt Zion said no matter what, it's over. He won't give it a chance. And I think that's just insane to me.
I think that's irrational.
If these people are trying as hard as they can, like the workers are in there, the workers have always busted their ass from what I've seen. On the show, they've put on great fucking shows. You can say what you want about the goddamn management. They still do great shows because I've watched their shows.
I know where he's coming from. He could say they have the best roster ever, but the people who are running things are the people who pay them. He doesn't want to support the people running things.
Yeah.
And I get that, because that's ultimately what happens. Like, if you pay money into a product, you're supporting that. That's how more Adam Sandler movies get made. That's how more Tyler Perry Medea movies get made, because people pay into them. I don't support those because I have no time for it. I don't care for those, and yet others do, and they keep going.
If you do that, if you're gonna
Well,
use
no,
that,
but that's that is the analogy.
That's like saying though that Adam Sandler is an amazing actor, though. That's like
no. Success and quality are two different things.
Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. All right.
There could be amazing quality in TNA, but the success just isn't there. Or you can flip it. WWE was the biggest promotion for a while, and their stuff was dog shit.
Yeah.
Other times it's been great. NXT is a great example of success and quality. Like, it does matter. So, like, I'll see Adam Sandler movies in theaters happening, and I'm like, how does that get $50 million a week in a weekend? This is ridiculous.
Yep.
People finally got tired of that shit, and he's making Netflix money now, which is good money.
Probably.
But it's just the theater audience is not there anymore. But it was there, and they kept making it.
Right, well,
and they said, let's make Adam Sandler do this instead of other stuff, and they supported that. And that's what happens.
Right
you
now.
need to have the smaller stuff get attention, and that's where what it is, like the MLW and all this stuff. So it's frustrating.
Yep. All right. Well, we got a couple other headlines to talk about here. First of all, Neville apparently. Rumor is that he walked out of a Raw as well as Nia Jax. So that kind of sparked another big discussion, was this whole Neville situation. I have seen hardly any anybody siding with I don't know, the thought of, hey, maybe Neville didn't have it so bad, right? Everybody is saying fuck WWE. Is what I've been seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kind of weird attitude, I think.
Yeah.
No. Like, I've seen, not to jump on it here, Bomber. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go for it.
I was going to say there's apparently people talking to Cody Rhodes quite a bit about leaving and getting on the indies. Because Austin Aries said he's made more in the past 4 weeks on the independents than he made in WWE in the past 4 months. Now, again, Neville and Aries were in the Cruiserweight title match at Mania, and that was left off the DVD. And that's big fucking money being left off. And when you're talking a DVD or a Blu-ray that can hold like 20 hours, why didn't you include that 20-minute match? That's bullshit. As a fan, I like having the pre-show matches on there, and they normally do. So that's just an odd thing.
Was that
but it wasn't
only
done
pre-show match left off?
No, I'm pretty sure all the pre-show matches were left off. So Ambrose and Corbin would have been left off.
At least it was one-sided. So.
The Battle Royal would have been left off. Unless it was. I truly don't know. I don't have that DVD. But that's frustrating. And I know Aries, I mean, we're talking Neville here, but Aries has apparently been legendary as being a dick who, if he's being used right, is fine, but if he isn't, he walks. Very similar in a CM Punk way, but a little more yes or no, in that if he's not the main part of it, he's out. Punk at least would be high profile, but Aries just simply had to be like, if he's not the main show, I know I belong here. He didn't seem willing to work lower. And, I mean, if you believe in that and you want to do your thing and whatever, like, he was given shots at it. Cody wasn't really given those shots, so I get why he walked, and Barrett and blah, blah, blah. But Neville was NXT champion, used well there, kind of floundered, because if you guys remember back, there was talk of a Mighty Mouse gimmick, where he was so strong, but so small, but so strong. And I'm like, everyone rolls their eyes knowing that's the wrong thing. And then he's the Cruiserweight champion, and it's great. He had 8 months of awesomeness, and then they're going to drop him for Enzo and have Raw main evented by Cruiserweights for 3 weeks in a row. It's like, fuck this noise. And I get that, because he's being beat out by a... I get it, because that shows they had no faith in him or anybody in the Cruiserweight division for the entire year to do that. But Enzo, who apparently has all this bad whatever...
I disagree with that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I totally disagree with that.
Okay.
But
that could be his perspective on it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying that could be his perspective. Sure.
If he's thinking that, that's enough to be like, fuck this, I'm out.
Sure.
Now, there's been nothing official saying he's gone.
Correct.
But, I mean, he's not worked any of the shows. And that's the reports. He walked out. But people were saying that the Wyatts were in trouble. But the last time that happened, actually one of their relatives died. and nobody knew when the Wyatts aren't, like Bray and Bo Dallas aren't there. Something must have happened. No, they're like grandpa died.
Yeah.
So like you don't know. It's easy to speculate. Oh, something must be bad.
Exactly.
Or like, oh, Emma's not on Raw. What happened? Yeah, she stayed in Australia. That's where she's from. She got time off for a week. What?
Yeah, it's
We don't know. So.
Yeah, it's the rumor you see on Twitter everywhere. Like one of the wrestling commentary accounts I follow. He does a lot of just funny tweets and stuff about wrestling, and he just made this list of posts saying so and so just stayed home because he didn't like the way he was being booked, and so did this because he didn't like the way the ticket prices were, and it's just all speculation. So
Yeah, and exactly what you were saying, Scott. We don't fucking know. That's what drives me so nuts, because like when I read all these comments and stuff, I work in the news industry, or whatever you want to call it, the news business. And people will go on our station's page and stuff, our Facebook page, and comment all this stuff. Oh, blah blah blah. Like they know what's going on. They say, oh well, you guys are out to spin story. God damn, no, that's not the case. That's just not the case. People just go out there and make their own fucking agendas, and it just drives me nuts because I see it all the time. It's maybe because I see it every day, pretty much, but I see it now on Twitter happening with wrestling, and I'm like, God damn, you don't know. You do not know 100%, and it drives me insane.
It's not even just agendas. It's just they get it in their head that's what it must be.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times when it's a conspiracy, the evidence supports the theory, but when you're looking for a theory and you're trying to fill the blanks, that's the problem. If you're letting the evidence speak for itself, it could be this or it could be that.
Yeah.
But if you're setting your ways that it must be people hate WWE, oh, Neville's not on the show. Oh, he must have walked out.
That's a lot.
Something happened. Like we don't know. And so I get the frustration there. When I don't even work in news. I'm not going to tell people, but I get it there. Like you get that stuff because people think, oh, it must be this. Why do you think that? Oh, it just makes sense. Or it could be this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that. And that's all it takes is to open your eyes. But if you're anti-WWE, that's where it goes.
I think that's where a lot of it is. A lot of it is people just want to hate on the WWE. Like, for example, when I got into
it's cool to hate.
It is. It's super cool to hate. I got into a who's playing with their fucking mic? What's going on here? Somebody playing with their mic? Anyway,
sorry.
I got into a discussion. I guess we'll just call it discussion with Thomas Bingston on our Twitter page. And his whole side of thing is, oh, this is WWE's loss. Neville's the guy. He's amazing talent. WWE sucks. Now they're gonna he's the only thing that they need and all this stuff, and he's gonna make a killing on Indies. Well, that's great. I believe he should make a killing on Indies. He is a good wrestler. No, I never once said he's not a good wrestler, but I don't think WWE is going to take a big loss because fucking Neville is going to leave. I mean, if he does.
No, look how it's been. Yes. It's been main eventing Raw, and the ratings are fine.
I know.
They don't miss him.
People
the fans
spit it
might.
So much. It's like,
like Neville fans might not be happy and go watch something else, but you know what? They're still going to watch this too. No one was, I hate to say this, I'm not anti-Neville. Neville's awesome. He's great. I loved his no fucks cruiserweight thing. But no one was tuning into Raw just to watch Neville.
That's true.
No one gave a fuck.
He's not a draw like that. And not many are. Let's not kid ourselves. WWE is at the point when they can say, we're coming to Thunder Bay, and they'll put WWE up. No names. It'll sell out. They don't have to advertise people. And UFC has gotten to that point. Like, when the brand is just there, Neville doesn't sell tickets. Roman Reigns does, but people are going to go even if Roman's not there. They have a whole other brand like that. Like that's that thing is so outmodeled.
Neville wasn't selling tickets. Let's face facts. He's an amazing wrestler. He carried that division on his back for months. That's true, but that's the division they give even less shits about than they do the women's divisions. That's the division where if you look at their house shows, they maybe have one cruiserweight match on their house shows, and it's the title match with the champion. It's not like 2 or 3 cruiserweight matches on a house show. And apparently they're on the lower tier as far as being paid as well. So I mean, Yeah, so I mean, as much as people want to bitch about, oh, Neville's amazing and it's WWE's loss, no, it's really not because they got a million guys that they can scoop up and replace him with. They got a bunch of guys on the roster right now they can replace him with if they push him properly.
It is their loss in that they're losing a good performer.
Yeah.
But they lose nothing of that end result because they look and go, we're fine.
He is a good performer, but he is not leaps and bounds over. This is gonna be controversial here. Okay,
it's more harsh than you mean. I already know where you're gonna go.
This is gonna be controversial right here. Again, not taking any credit away from Neville's in-ring ability, but if I had to choose which superstar I would want, I would pick Enzo over Neville. I know. Goddamn, I know.
Do you like to have merchandise sales? Do you like to have ratings?
And look what he's doing. People are fucking talking about the Cruiserweight division now. I am 100% on the Enzo champion bandwagon, even though he's not champion right now. He did make the fucking Cruiserweights relevant for a couple minutes until they, for some reason, gave the goddamn title to Kalisto. No, they made the right choice. And if, again, it's all rumor, and if all of it's true that maybe he got mad that he'd had to drop the title to Enzo, and that's disrespectful and all that to him, he feels. If all that is true, that's horseshit, and he doesn't fucking need to be there anyway, because that is not the attitude you got to take into consideration.
And remember, one of his last tweets was he was upset about the shirt.
I did see that, and yes, the shirt was fucking shitty. I agree.
Yeah. But if you're not going to pay him for his Mania match on the DVDs, and you're going to give him a shit shirt, and you're going to make him do this with someone who... Like, you got to remember this point. They are independent contractors, but they're also employed. However you want to look at it, it's like, oh, we want you to lose to him. And there's a level of, no, he's literally below me. That hurts my brand. They do have the right to try and stand up for that, or at least try to see where's it going to go. And if they say, no, you're just going to do it, all right, I'll go apply my trade elsewhere.
Again, yeah.
And he will make a killing on the indies.
That's good. That's good for him.
Fine.
But if I was running a company...
He'll benefit from it. And... Like, honestly, it's better for him because he's happier now, and he gets paid more, potentially. Who knows? And WWE keeps sailing along fine with potentially better ratings with Enzo. I mean, there's no loss here except you don't get to see that guy on this show.
Yeah, and he won't be doing that grueling road schedule of an actual champion in the company because, like I said, when he was a champion, he would have been like the one guy that they were taking on all the house shows and stuff. He would have been, the guy. And also, where he was going to be here after apparently he was going to lose to Enzo on that show that he apparently walked out on, depending on what story it is. He would have become one of those guys who had to sit home for a week or something. Just and get paid the bare minimum or whatever. Just, you're guaranteed whatever.
And unlike a lot of people who would just like to sit back and take that paycheck, he probably wants to work for a living and get in front of the crowd because that's why he's doing it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now, I've never once, on all the things I've said on Twitter and whatnot, I've never once said that he shouldn't leave or anything. If he wants to leave, by all means go. But if I was running a company and somebody came up to me with that attitude, if it was the attitude of I don't need to lose to that guy, there would be some issues there because that's a horrible fucking attitude to have. Enzo, if you want to fucking try to do something different, they can't have him have the title the whole time. He can't be on top the entire time, especially when he really he's had it for what, 8 months? 8 months, 9 months?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He's been running the show for 8, 9 months, however long it was. I mean, goddamn. Enzo,
yeah, and I mean,
he brings fucking people to the eyeballs to the show.
Whoa.
That's what I'm trying to say. He brings eyeballs to the goddamn show. And Neville, unfortunately, just as good of a wrestler he was, he just didn't.
And you're right. If he doesn't want to be there, you don't want him there either. I agree
100%.
with that. But from a company perspective, they don't have to let him go. They can bench him. And no one else gets to have him. And we'll pay him for the rest of his contract. And no one else gets to make money off him. Ha ha. Companies are dicks. Yeah, it happens. And WWE's done it before. They did that with others. It happens all the time.
And there's guys on the Cruiserweight roster that are just as good at, well, maybe not as good as Neville in the ring, but just pretty damn close to Neville in the ring. I'm talking Cedric Alexander is fucking amazing. And I mean, he should be getting a fucking shot sometime soon. Is all I'm saying. I love.
Oh, he
fucking
was,
Cedric.
but he got injured, I think. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's on his way up.
I really hope so. He is amazing.
By the way, TLC coming up is the first show to have 2 cruiserweight matches, and they're both on the main show.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in one split second. But just the last thing I want to say about the Neville discussion I had. We went me and this Thomas Binkson went so deep into our debate that we talked about how smaller guys should. How smaller guys face big guys and all this kind of thing. And I kind of just lost the conversation as soon as he said, and I quote, we brought up Ric Flair. He said, and I quote, Flair wasn't that skilled. I'm like, all right, we're done. Discussion over. We're done here.
That's a weird.
Because even I like I said before, I don't find Flair to be the greatest ever at all, but he was definitely very skilled because you can't have done what he did when he did and not be skilled.
Yes, he said he wasn't skilled. He was the dirtiest player in the game, and that was a cool thing. But he usually just cheated, and I guess
no,
just because he cheated doesn't mean he's not skilled. Like that doesn't register.
That's like saying out of the hour matches, he just would thumb him in the eye. No, he did other stuff for the other 59 minutes.
Yeah,
like that's revisionist. You got to actually look at it. Go get those old Flair DVDs. WWE did Ultimate Flair Collection. Holy fuck, it's awesome. It will educate you. You'll see the full matches. And you'll understand what they're talking about with the dirtiest player. He didn't cheat all the time. He was good, but still cheated, and you hated him for it.
Yeah. Exactly. And to me, that if somebody gets you to hate them, that's a whole skill in itself. One that like a lot of people can't even come close to mastering. Because
it's hard right now too.
Flair was a smart worker, and that's one of the reasons why he was able to work into his fucking 60s with a broken back earlier in his career too.
I know you're going to hate this, but that's why I keep saying about Miz. It's a smart worker. He knows how to make you hate him, but not in a like, oh, he's a bad guy, he's cool kind of way. No, it's fuck him, I hate him. He's a smarmy prick.
Yeah, that's the one thing I can give to him. He actually makes me fucking hate him. So I will give him that credit.
But it's not like X-Pac heat like they used to call it, right? It's just hate him because of what
I hate him because every time his match comes on, I'm like, oh god damn it, this is
that's fine.
You want to see Miz get beat. Exactly. X-Pac, you just want to see him go away.
Close.
Yeah, you didn't even want to see him lose.
True. I never wanted to see Miz go away. I just wanted to see Miz have a good match. That's the difference. And,
but he has.
I mean, he has decent match. Anyway, we'll talk about
that's a different discussion.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But the end of
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax apparently is again, rumor is she walked out on a Raw because or I don't know if it was a Raw, it might have just been a house show. She walked out on some show.
Yeah.
Because
I heard
some
she's upset she didn't get the Asuka match.
Is that what you heard?
That's what I read today.
Why would she have?
Now, if she wanted the Asuka match, that makes zero sense and shows that she has only been in this industry for 3 years and doesn't fucking get it.
Yeah.
Because when Asuka is coming in on basically a 2-year undefeated streak of mauling and destroying people, and toward the end having to cheat maybe a little bit, that was some story development, but she's going to come in as a monster and obliterate someone. It's got to be someone's at least comparable size or smaller, not a literal monster who you will be crushed by. You will lose everything if that happens. That's like debuting Rey Mysterio against the Big Show, and Mysterio destroys Big Show. Big Show can't really recover from that. It's fucking stupid, and Nia Jax doesn't get it. Emma's going to get obliterated, and it's going to be glorious, and she knows it. She'll get a payday, and it's happy day. But good God, Nia, you're dumb.
If that is true, that's unbelievable.
Yes,
that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable to me. If that's true,
the stupidest thing I've heard.
But I've always said it, and I'll still say it. She's a terrible worker.
Well, she's still super green though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but she also just that proves I'm saying that's the difference in Twitter. It proves she's dumb. No. If it's true. It proves she's dumb. I'm not saying it is as a definite, but if that's the case, oh my god.
And
like
it's super weird because out of the people that I heard would just like walk out, that seems super random for Nia to get mad at something like that and walk off. That's why, again, that's something that I have to see to believe because
as Matt Zion would say, if The Rock got her that job, which he 100% did, by the way, then if she doesn't feel like she earned her way in either. so it's easier to walk away from. You didn't scratch and claw. Like, they had some behind the scenes stuff a while back when she was coming into her NXT match with Bayley and Asuka and that.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's 2 years ago. I didn't even think I would be in wrestling. It's like, you've only been doing this less than 2 years. And she has no concept of what the toil is. I'm not saying that she couldn't have gotten it or earned it or learned it, but that makes it easy to walk away from when you kind of had it handed to you. And I know that's completely unfair in some ways because whatever, The Rock out of the job, whatever. But hey, if The Rock says, hey, take a look at her. Oh, yeah, that's who you know. So
And I like Nia, man. I do like Nia. I think she's a good... I've liked her matches. I think she plays the monster type character relatively well. Yes, her wrestling needs work, but like I said...
And that'll come.
Like I said, I really fucking hated Braun Strowman when he first started. I was like, this dude is green as shit. That's when people were rumoring him to face Undertaker, and I was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah, remember that? Remember how everyone was like up in arms over that?
We
now
talked
I'm
about
like,
that on
that'd
the
be cool.
podcast way back in the day.
But back then, no.
Yeah. I was so mad about that.
No, but others have said Nia didn't walk out. She just was like taking time off or something. Again, we don't know. But if she walked out over the Asuka match, were you you're gonna win? Like what were you expecting here?
All I gotta say is if she did walk out and she's going to the Indies, well, good luck with that attitude in the Indies. It's going to get you far.
I look forward to her facing someone like Sexy Star or something, and shit going down.
No way.
It's gonna happen. But no, literally, people were talking about the backstage apparent stuff was, is Asuka gonna face Sasha, or is Asuka gonna face Becky, or no, it'd be Bayley. And they're like, no, those are programs to build towards. Emma can just be a quick one because they had a good match in NXT. They had a great match there. So the Nia match is something you build toward. You don't just start there.
Exactly.
So yeah.
All right. I guess, is there any other like headlines or anything you guys know about real quick that you want to talk about before we get into the TLC card preview?
Nah.
I thought there was, but I forget.
I thought there was too. I didn't write any topics down, so those are the big headlines anyway. So we got those covered. Let's talk about some TLC, and I'm just gonna say it right fucking now. The TLC 2017 card looks like dog shit. I'm just gonna say that.
Hope you don't like titles being defended.
Well, I'm okay with all the titles not being on the line because it seems I get kind of tired of every title being on the line in every pay-per-view. But
I understand you do.
But this card looks so fucking bad on paper. On paper, it looks horrible.
The Universal Champion isn't there.
I'm okay with that.
The Raw, but the Raw tag titles and the Intercontinental title are both in the TLC match and not being defended. Mm-hmm. And which leaves us with the Cruiserweight title, and the Raw Women's title. Okay. Yeah. Now, I just want to say this right out of the gate. 3-on-3, Miz Taraj versus Shield. Okay. No, wait. It's going to be Miz and Sheamus and Cesaro. All right. And Braun Strowman. Why is it 4? Oh, we want a 5th. Huh? It's Kane. What? And that's literally been this. And Kane, I looked this up. He hasn't wrestled since last November or December. Like, it's been over a year.
Nice.
Or about a year since he wrestled. So, why he's coming in against the Shield?
I've heard again, I've heard some more rumors. I don't know if you guys have heard why Kane's there, but I've heard...
No, I've heard rumors of it because it was at the first TLC with the Shield in a TLC match when they debuted in a match. And also to lead toward The Undertaker.
I heard that Kane is coming in to do his last little run and have Roman Reigns end up retiring Kane like he did Undertaker, like he did. He didn't.
Oh yeah, no, I picked Kane to take the fall actually in our prediction league for that very reason because I've heard he won't even be at Survivor Series. He's basically coming in to be put away. So,
but I don't know. It seemed really random. I liked it. I'm a kind of a fan of Kane, as our viewers know. But
it's that match is going to be a glorious clusterfuck. But why is it 5-on-3? And why Braun Strowman is one of their biggest faces, and he's teaming with the biggest asshole against other faces. Like, no, let him beat whoever he wants.
I was surprised.
Like, make it Shield versus Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro versus Braun and Kane. I don't give a shit. Like, he should just beat up everybody, and maybe he will. Maybe he will.
Yeah, he might beat up everyone or walk out.
Maybe Braun Strowman, Intercontinental Champion by the end of the year. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I actually like the sound of that. Actually,
I just the thing about the main event is, I guess we'll just talk about. I mean, we're already talking about this match first. So,
yeah,
but,
I'm sorry, I hijacked that,
no,
but it's
I
so
don't care.
fucking weird of a match.
No,
Like, what is this?
yeah, no, it's
5 on
fine.
3. Come on.
Yeah, the whole thing with Braun is it just seems really his whole thing has been really out of place. I know this has been the Miz is like recruiting the people to come in and take out the Shield, but I mean shit. It just seems really awkward with Braun in there. I mean, I don't know. But then you look at the card, what else would Braun have done on this pay-per-view?
If Joe wasn't hurt,
Well, yeah,
that.
yeah, if Joe probably.
Or I mean, we can pull away from the Demon versus Sister Abigail.
No, we got to
Please
finish that
do.
feud. We got to finish that feud, guys. We can't fucking pull
I'm
away
all
from
We
that.
for
finished
Finn
2
Balor.
matches ago.
No,
I'm all
didn't.
for Finn Balor changing up his face paint. Cool. I'm happy for that. I've been wanting that.
He's a jackal.
I hate how this feud is continued because he won definitively and then did it again, and yet here we go. Matt talked about the idea of Bray in drag and that being like a Faces of Foley thing. I'm like, go for it.
It's gonna
fucking
happen.
go. Let's do this. And it looks like it is. I'm all for that. That's great. I hate Finn Balor playing off like it's actual supernatural stuff. That happened when he debuted against Rollins. If you go back and listen to Jobber Radio then for SummerSlam, I don't like him actually playing off like it's real supernatural Undertaker type stuff. It's just a big weird mind game he plays, and it's cool as shit. Don't make him actually change the camera for this Halloween bullshit.
No.
Where always face paint. Oh no, he's not. Is he? No, it's the camera. No.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so poorly done. I think
a
is the
jack-o'-lantern.
problem. Yeah, but I have no problem with that. But the supernatural stuff is both dumb. However, Undertaker's my favorite. He's an old favorite.
See?
It's poorly done. If they did it just a little bit better, I'd be okay with it. Go nuts. Let's have fun. Let's go. But they're doing it so poorly, I don't like it.
So, before, I guess,
I'm sorry, I went to that match now.
I know, goddamn, son.
This fucking show, it's all it deserves.
Yeah, no. The backtrack real quick. Main event. What do you guys see the outcome of this? You see the Shield winning on a 5-on-3 match. That's what you see, Scott?
Yeah.
You both do.
I kind of do, and yet 5-on-3 makes it easy for them to lose. Or maybe someone turns. Gasp.
Here's my question: is how bad is it going to make the 5 guys look when they lose to 3?
The Shield are badasses that destroy everything.
I think.
They'll beat everyone. Roman Reigns is in there. Everybody must lose.
Well, I think first off, Strowman has the option of turning on his team or just walking out because he gets disgusted with his team.
I like that idea.
So he saves face there, and Kane is there to take the fall for the rest of them.
Oh yeah.
So-
Honestly, like the idea of Braun turning and it's 4-on-4, like informally, he just starts beating the shit out of the others.
That would be interesting too. Yeah,
That'd be good.
he gets tired of Miz telling him what to do.
You can already see it, right?
Yeah.
Like he was doing that to Owens when he was Universal Champion. He's like, I'm not doing whatever. I just want my title shot. He's better at being Baron Corbin than Baron Corbin is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with so many fucking guys in the match. Like, there's so many possibilities. So, to me, I mean, when I look at the card, this is the only match I want to see on the card. And I hate to say that, but...
It legitimately has me curious, because when they made it 5-on-3 with Braun and Kane, I went, where is this going?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going to go.
I
I'm
think-
kind of intrigued.
I think this card is screaming for... When I look at the overall... I mean, I'm probably, like, at the end of the day, I didn't say it, but I'm probably going to end up picking the Shield, too, probably. I haven't... This is the one
I
match
don't see
I'm
them
probably...
losing it.
When it comes to, like, our prediction league, I'm only going to probably put 1 point on this match, because I'm really... It's a toss-up for me. But...
Yeah, I put it pretty low, too, by the way, Lee, because we got to win. But
But when I look at the overall card, I feel like this card is screaming for a return Sunday night. Like somebody's going to come back. I don't know exactly what we're going to see, but I feel like somebody's going to show up. Something big is going to happen because
Joe, it would be great if Joe came in, actually.
yeah, I mean something's got to happen, or else this show is really going to fucking be super
What have we got? We got the
unrecognizable.
Cruiserweight title rematch, Enzo and Kalisto. We've got the women's match, which is Emma and Asuka. So that'll be 3 or 4 minutes of gloriousness out of 3 hours. Okay. Sasha and Alicia Fox is the pre-show match.
Yeah.
It's Cedric and Rich Swann against Gallagher and Kendrick.
Yeah.
I believe are the teams. That should actually be good if they give them time, and it seems like they'll have time, so that could
fucking
actually
A.
steal the show.
Yeah, that's the other interesting thing. There's only 7 matches on the when you
Yeah,
kick
and the
off
Raw
the
Women's
kickoff.
title match. Yeah, God,
Mickey James.
Alexa and Mickey. Yeah,
Yeah.
which should be fine, but I've seen that on SmackDown. They already did that. So it's a weird match where it feels like they should have thrown another one in there, but I'm kind of glad they didn't because there's room to breathe.
Yeah, but there's like matches that we could have like I don't know, man.
Oh
I
yeah,
guess-
Finn and Bray.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's
Finn-
always the case
well, you
with
gotta
every
have that.
WWE card. There's always matches you could lose.
it feels so weird because I thought they were trying to build Elias up. Where's Elias? He's not on the card. Where's the club? The club's not on the card. Where are the
They could
Hardys?
easily. Jeff's injured, remember? They could easily just
Okay.
come out there
Matt's not
and
gonna do anything,
have
so,
an
yeah.
impromptu match with Elias and the Good Brothers against Matt and
Where's
who's
Jason? I thought they were building up Jason
Jordan and Matt Jordan and the Apollo Crews or some shit. Who knows?
Yeah, like
they can
all
easily
these
throw
people
that in.
that they've been showcasing on shows are
Mm-hmm.
like left off here, and that
Yeah.
seems. As much as I do
Right?
like Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann, I mean Gallagher and Kendrick are okay, but as much as I like those guys, that match has no real place. I guess I feel
It does. It's had a lot of build on 205.
I know,
but that's kind of what we were talking about with TNA. It's like, God, what are they doing?
yeah.
This is the most prime example outside of I think one of the gender matches around Payback. Is like, what are they doing? This show looks
It
ridiculously
just
bad.
feels
What the
empty.
fuck?
It feels empty. The show feels empty.
No, it feels empty because they just have so many things to fill, and they just don't have anything new or interesting to fill it with. Because they keep having to come up with a goddamn card every month for a fucking pay-per-view. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I know the other news bomber. I'll remind me when we're done here. I know the other news. To talk
Okay.
about.
But I guess we'll run down the card real quick. Alexa Bliss, Mickey James. Who do you guys? I mean, do you guys see Mickey James winning? I don't think there's no chance in hell.
I could, but no. I see Alexa continuing. on.
Yeah, there's got to be Alexa. But again, I'm feeling so lost on the women's division all of a sudden. Like that's another name I guess you want to throw that's left off the cards. Bailey. Bailey's not around anywhere. She's nowhere to be seen. I mean for good reason, I guess, from what they've been doing lately. But
Well, yeah, when you have a division like that, you can only have so many. Realistically, when you throw them in like that, who's Bailey going to face?
yeah, exactly.
Right, so like there's only so many women.
That's such a weird.
I
like,
literally can't think of anybody else for her to face. Sasha and
I haven't said this yet
don't know.
this year about any of the pay-per-views, but to me, this has to be on paper the weakest pay-per-view I've seen this year. Easy, hands down. Like no other pay-per-view has even been this close. I've been excited for every pay-per-view except this one. That's no
this one
exaggeration.
just seems like it's happening.
Yeah, and like the Demon versus Sister Abigail. Well, first of all, yeah, we all think Alexa Bliss going to win. Demon versus Sister Abigail. Who do you guys got actually winning the fucking match?
Oh, it better be Finn.
Finn.
Do you think Finn's going to go back to back
Yeah.
pay-per-views? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Bray Wyatt can afford losses because he's in such a weak place.
Yeah.
But
So-
they keep bouncing him back even after he loses. It's happened for years. He'll be fine.
My question to you is: Bray Wyatt keeps losing, blah blah blah. Now he brings back he brings in Sister Abigail, which we thought was burned in a fucking house by Randy Orton, which is like his.
No, she was.
Oh, okay,
I think
she
Bray's
was
a crazy man. Bray Wyatt's a crazy man.
Now,
That's all it is.
I mean, this is like his biggest thing. Do you guys really think he's gonna lose with his biggest character?
Oh yeah,
backing
Yeah.
the thing backing his character
easily. This is he can easily lose from this because that's what's causing it
I
to
don't know,
lose.
guys. I feel
It's-
this is maybe just
Can
my
I
gut
say it?
talking. What? Yeah.
This is Shane McMahon not hitting the elbow.
What?
Shane McMahon has to win this match against Kevin Owens. No, he'll go for the move, miss, and that's his comeuppance.
guess. I see
Bray
what you're
Wyatt's
saying, yeah.
pulling out the big gun. No, it doesn't matter. It's this shtick is what's going to cost him, but he'll be fine for it
I guess
because he can say that wasn't me, that was Sister Abigail, and he can do whatever. He's
Yeah.
the one guy who can pull that off.
And the bad thing is, like, I know what you just said, but man, my gut, something's telling me, man. Wyatt's gonna
I
win.
wouldn't be surprised if this shit kept on for 4 more months. But
God damn, that feud needs to be dead.
yeah, no, that feud ended definitively.
Yeah.
And yet has been dragged. Like no one wants this. People want to see Finn Balor
I'm
have
sure
cool
this
matches.
is the last straw because I mean they've gone full full gimmick here. We got Sister
Yeah.
Abigail versus their names aren't even tagged into the
Yeah, it's the
fucking
demon,
match.
which kind of bugs me as well a little bit. It's fucking Finn Balor. Stop it, guys.
Yes.
Finn Balor means Demon King.
It's
Come on.
it's full gimmick. I mean, I think this has got to be the final showdown here.
It
But
better be.
But all right, moving on. We have Kalisto versus Enzo for the cruiserweight title. I'm like I just said a little while ago. I'm still kind of sad that they took the title off Enzo because
That's fine,
he's
he'll get it
actually
back.
interesting. Do you guys think he is? Do you think he is going to win it back?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
More fucking trade the title around. That's the one thing the only reason I kind of would wish Kalisto would win is so they don't fucking keep trading goddamn titles back and forth, left and right.
Ah, Enzo's got to be
always do
two-time
it.
champ. He can brag more.
Yeah, they always trade the titles like that. They always seem to have this
And-
tendency to do that shit for some
And they
dumb
haven't
reason.
done that with the cruiserweight one aside from Tozawa's week.
And
So,
by the way,
yeah.
true Tozawa, yeah, fuck that. Again, should have never happened. But
Well,
anyway,
that one I agree. That there was no reason for that one, but
now when I heard Enzo was walking around the street, like downtown streets and whatnot, with the title on, that is fucking amazing. Fuck all you people out there that's hating on Enzo, saying that he's a piece of trash. That is fucking. Even if he's got such a big head that he's like he really thinks that's like cool or whatever he thinks. That is perfect fucking heel heat character shit. That is perfect. Whether or
Yeah.
not he knows he's doing it or not, that is great.
No, I agree
I love
100% with
I
that
love it.
shtick. And he's probably, like, he's been a lifelong fan. He probably realizes this is the apex of what he can achieve at this point. He's proud as fuck to have it.
See?
He knows he's not even allowed in the locker room. He's going to pimp this thing out and do it. That's his style. That's fine. And that's perfectly good heel stuff.
It's
Yeah.
great.
It's fine.
You know,
I have no
mean-
problem with that. But when you do that stuff, you will get repercussions.
I guess, but I don't from what like from the
I don't-
locker room or what do you
Yeah,
mean like
he's apparently still not even allowed in the locker room.
whatever man.
I read that today.
Ugh.
Like,
But okay, anyway, so everybody, I also probably gonna pick Enzo. I hope he
oh yeah,
wins.
two-time champ. Yep.
It would be nice, but again, that fucking thing. There's just something in the back of my brain that's just like, nope. Wait a minute. It's not gonna be a little flip-flop job, but they've done it time and time again. But anyway, moving on. Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann against Gentleman Jack Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. I mean, you
The
know,
good guys, because we need more good guys to win.
I mean,
Yeah.
That was literally my thoughts on it.
I guess.
I can see
Yeah.
it going either way.
I have no idea what this feud was. So
It's again one of those. I am a huge fan of Alexander and Swan, but man, I don't fucking know. This match just seems so fucked to me. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a good match, no doubt about it. The match is going to be good. Four good workers. It's going to be good, but
it feels like you need to start highlighting some faces in the division to go against Enzo. So why not give those two the win and they can move up?
that
One of them
makes
will,
sense.
one of them will stay with Kendrick and Gallagher, and the other one will move up and start
yeah.
facing Enzo at some point.
As I was saying earlier, Cedric Alexander needs to get his shot soon. So I hope maybe this win right here will lead to some of that. But moving on, we got Emma versus Asuka. If Asuka loses, you might as well just fucking just give up on wrestling because there's no point in that shit ever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any chance that Asuka loses the match against Emma?
No.
Cruz, only if they do something incredibly stupid and do some bullshit interruption finish. But I don't think they're even that dumb.
No.
They've been promoting this show with Asuka in the ads.
Yeah,
That's how
and-
strong that is. So
And here's my little tip for you. This is obviously top lock for me in the prediction league. I'm locking in Asuka for the most points here. But anyway, moving on, we got kickoff match Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. Again, I know they've been doing their little feud again. Alicia's been attacking Sasha, but man, another match, man. Sadly I just don't give a fuck. I don't, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like there's something wrong with me. I've not felt this bad about a pay-per-view yet, guys. One of you guys, help me care about Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox right now. Go.
I can't. I don't care. You're asking the wrong dude, man.
I literally, they're high on Alicia again, so maybe she'll win.
But no, how
Wow.
can you do that to Sasha?
Because Alicia got to get a win. I don't know. That's literally it. Like, why is she suddenly there? But it's either that or Bailey. Like, I can't think of another woman on the Raw roster. I literally can't do it.
I mean, this to me, I have to pick Sasha to win this match because
Oh yeah,
Sasha was just the champion. She was just facing off for the women's championship, and she was in the scene. And then all of a sudden, she takes another loss. She has another weak title run, and then thrown back down and fighting Alicia Fox again.
To be fair, she was feuding with Nia Jax, and apparently that was supposed to be the feud here.
Right.
So there could be more to that story, considering Nia's absence.
A lot of this stuff feels like just patched together stuff where, we did have some plans, with the Samoa Joe stuff. We did have some plans, but no, we had to shuffle everything around. Probably the same thing here for Nia Jax.
I did hear Joe was rumored to be the main event.
Yeah, well.
So.
Yeah. But as far as matches go, those are the 7 matches on the card. I'm sorry, I can't really get into it, feeling this show. But man, I feel bad, but I don't feel this shit at all. I don't. And maybe I'll feel different when the show starts because, of course, I'm that guy. I'm gonna fucking watch it. you know.
History shown the SmackDown cards look like shit, but usually perform good. So who knows if Raw has a shit card? What happens?
Even on paper, when the SmackDown cards do look bad, I still do feel optimistic about the show.
Yeah,
because I know
and they
I
usually
have
end up
that
good.
feeling that it's going to be good. But I am not feeling optimistic about this show.
Mm-hmm.
The main event should be good. There's going to be all kinds of fucking craziness. I'm sure people are going to be fucking doing some insane shit, no doubt about it. Except Miz, because Miz don't do crazy shit. But other than that, this show is a one-match card for me, 100%. Even with Asuka on there. I mean, even with Asuka making her debut, that interests me in the slightest right now. And hopefully we pick things up come next month for some Survivor Series.
So that's the other news I was going to say.
What's
Jinder Mahal has challenged Brock Lesnar,
That's right.
WWE Champion versus Universal Champion.
Yeah.
For Survivor Series.
That's it. That is
now,
the other thing.
If you've been following Jobber Radio, dear viewers,
Yep.
you know that Matt Zion and I were optimistic about Jinder Mahal. And the Jinder Mahal sale has gone long away. And we're like, oh, it's sad now. And now we're like, maybe it's going to be Cena at Mania. And if you read online stuff, you'll know that Jinder Mahal, in an interview during his India tour, said he wants to face Cena at WrestleMania. So that made us all very sad when I heard that. I'm sure you guys feel that now if you hadn't known that.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like it's going to be Mahal-mania all the way through, which is very sad. But I've never been upset that Jinder was champion. Outright. Instead of others. It's been like, oh, it could have been Bray Wyatt. Oh, it should have been AJ. Oh, it could have been all these guys. It's been always that. I've never felt that way until now. Because I am literally angry that Jinder Mahal will be the one facing Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. I would much rather see Randy Orton get his head busted open again than this. I would much rather see AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura or John Cena even though that's been seen before. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar literally face a jobber. And that's how everyone's been calling him, but he has not progressed beyond. He will not be a good opponent. We've known Brock Lesnar can't carry matches. We saw his struggles with Braun. Jinder's not green, but he's not good.
True.
And the only saving grace is Brock Lesnar is going to murder the Singh brothers. It's going to be amazing when they get thrown into the upper deck. But besides that, I am angry that we're getting this match. Of all the Brock Lesnar matches since 2012 when he came back, Jinder Mahal is going to be one of them. And it's legitimately because he's the WWE champion at Survivor Series. And it angers me so much because of all the other ones we could have got and don't get. It just pisses me off. Also, this is apparently non-title. But hey, who knows? Maybe AJ weasels his way in, beats Jinder, becomes the champion, and it's AJ versus Brock at Survivor Series.
No.
We can hope.
No.
That'd be nice, but
Nope.
That's me being
No
optimistic.
chance.
But
No
that's my
chance.
say. That's all I have to say. I am literally for the first time. I know, Bomber. I now know how you felt. I am angry that because this is what's happening.
I wasn't angry.
Then I'm worse off than you were. I am literally angry at the fact that
it was
this
just
is it.
me and Rab were just saying
This is not going to sell the pay-per-view.
There's a lot of things that I'm optimistic about in wrestling stuff, but Jinder Mahal being the world champion at that point in time was one of the things that I gave no chance. Like
I look forward to Brock Lesnar destroying Jinder Mahal.
So you're looking forward to the match.
But Jinder Mahal, his character, has weaseled his way out of every single thing, including his Money in the Bank escape over Corbin. He's never won anything clean, ever.
I know.
Why the fuck is he challenging Brock Lesnar, who he knows will murder him in an instant?
And
I
that's what
don't
said.
understand the storyline.
That's-
If he's played off as delusional, cool, but he's not. He thinks he's really this fucking good. I don't fucking get it.
No, that's the problem that I've been saying with Jinder is he hasn't won a legit match. He doesn't win legit matches. And
No,
if you
but
want to have a
beyond that,
credible heel,
he doesn't
even
have
just a
to-
heel champion, even just a credible heel champion, you got to win.
He
at least
doesn't
a
have
couple.
to have had that. He
No.
doesn't have to have won for what I'm talking about right now. He can be this lying bullshit Ted DiBiase, JBL, whatever type who skins the way through every time. He can be that guy. But he knows he can't beat the Brock Lesnar's, right? Like those kind of guys would never do that. So why is he doing that? He's like, I beat everybody. He knows he didn't. He brought Great Khali in. He knows he didn't beat
that's his
everybody.
character,
He knows
yeah,
he barely
that's-
escaped.
that's
But
the
why
point.
would he challenge the man who will destroy
Well,
him?
that's because I don't. That's just the.
See, that's what I get. It doesn't add up. What the fuck? It makes no sense. I'll stop talking now.
What are your thoughts on the match, Lee?
I dread the idea of the possibility of Brock Lesnar having to sell any of Jinder's bullshit offense.
He probably won't.
What offense he has,
It's better than Shane's.
I
Cal,
guess.
now I'll stop talking. I'm sorry. Sorry, Bomber. That was a dig.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Jinder can at least throw a decent punch, but I mean, Jesus Christ, this, I don't that holds no just no romance for me to see that match unless it's just Brock Lesnar dumping Jinder and the Singh brothers on their fucking heads for 5 minutes. Then maybe that might be the thought process that is what people want to see. They hate Jinder so much now that they just want to see them get killed by their biggest monster. But I don't know. It sounds like a really bad way to book yourself into a nasty little corner, and I don't think the WWE I don't think it's in their best interest to be pulling shit like this.
Yeah, this is gonna sound dumb, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jinder Mahal fucking won this match. No joke. I know.
I agree with you.
And I know
because
instantly-
SmackDown seems to win these things.
And Matt Zion jumped on me when I think I posted that on Twitter somewhere. I said he's probably gonna win, and Matt Zion said, "No, you're an idiot. No chance." But I honestly wouldn't be fucking surprised. I wouldn't be surprised
because why would Jinder challenge him if he didn't have a plan?
Yeah, have a plan, and then who knows? Maybe that could be where maybe Joe comes back and takes Lesnar down. But I don't know if they're really gonna do another Lesnar and Joe match. I mean, I don't know, man. There's so many I don't fucking know. It's just, and it's not like a good I don't know. It's not that good. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like the main event for TLC, that's a good I don't know what's gonna happen. This is not like a good I don't know what's gonna happen situation.
Yeah.
Because no matter what, if Brock Lesnar wins, it's like okay, obviously, no. What was the fucking point of that? And if Jinder wins, it's like, why the fuck did that just happen? So, unless there's some kind of special return or some special moment, I don't see that match being fucking worth anybody's time.
Yeah. You got a choice. Do you
it's all
shoot
because
left foot
Jinder.
off or do you shoot your right foot off?
And it's all because of Jinder, man. He's really, really, in my opinion, he's really tanked SmackDown compared to Raw this whole past, 4 or 5 months maybe. He's really tanked SmackDown as far as being on the same level as Raw as their as their guy. When you're the world champion and you're not main eventing the pay-per-views when you're there, obviously Brock's not always at the pay-per-views, but when he is there, he's fucking main eventing and everybody wants to fucking see the match. Every gender show, nobody wants to. The match is like fourth on the card, whatever. It's in the middle of the fucking card.
No, he was main eventing. And I mean, that
he main evented with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That was it. Shinsuke, no. Nope. Yeah, but that's for another thing because we don't know what the fuck.
Well,
he's
Hell in a
doing
Cell.
now.
That's like saying the Rumble's not going to go last. But Punk barely main evented when he was champion for a year.
Used to not go last, but
it alternated.
Yeah.
But Punk was champion for a year and he only main evented once.
And that was
or twice.
That's different because that's bad.
No,
that's bad on the booking part because I don't know.
Still, that's what happens though. Like that's the perspective of it.
He was
it's
a
not
credible
as
fucking champion though. He was somebody that people wanted to see hold the title and be the champion.
But he wasn't last.
Well, I don't know how to put that. Then I don't know what.
Well, but that's part of why he was upset, admittedly too.
Well,
but that's it. Like the championship is what deserves to go last.
But
and if the man isn't
Survivor
deserving
Series,
of that's the problem.
The match is probably going to go last at Survivor Series. I mean, it's got Brock in there, so it'll probably be last. But that's gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It makes no sense. If it was AJ Styles saying I challenge Brock Lesnar, like, oh fuck, that's cool. Okay,
well, I mean, it'd be cool,
all right.
but again, that would also have no. That would make no sense though. But those would definitely be more important matches. I don't.
Why wouldn't they make sense to be challenging?
They're challenging the other brand's world champion. That just seems a little awkward. Anyway.
Well, no, that of its own accord, I agree. That is kind of out of nowhere, yes.
Yeah.
But to have AJ challenge Brock or Shinsuke challenge Brock or even Randy challenge him after last year, those at least make sense. Jinder's the biggest coward champion since Miz.
Yeah.
And he's challenging the biggest monster.
I'm pissed that we're fucking spending too much time talking about goddamn Jinder Mahal when, well, again, I was going to say when we could talk about TLC, but there's like nothing to
We already did talk about TLC.
I know, guys. I know. I feel like this was just such a downer episode for me because I don't for Jobber Radio because I just don't feel invested in what's going on right now with the pay-per-view and like
hey Bomber,
yeah,
what are you looking forward to? Bound for Glory? Want to talk about some good stuff?
I actually 100% would rather watch Bound for Glory over this TLC paper. Well, 100%, not even close.
If you had the option, both on the same night,
I would probably watch both, like 100% honest. But if
fair.
I had to choose,
it's not
if you sat me down, would I watch TLC or Bound for Glory? I 100% would watch Bound for Glory. No doubt, no hesitation.
And tune in at the end for the TLC match.
I mean, yeah. But if I had to watch one or the other, I would watch Bound for Glory over TLC because something about this show is just I hope we were saying it all show like prove me wrong. Fucking I hope somebody proves me wrong here. Besides the main event because I know the main event's going to be good. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be watching. Well, depends on if Matt ends up streaming it or whatever, then I might watch it.
Yeah, but, I know he's probably going to stream. He's probably I assume he'll probably be streaming and stuff and I don't even know yet. I might jump in there, but I'm really not I mean, that's the only way I could enjoy this show is to hang out with you guys and talk about the fucking show and chat with all the well,
it made the last couple shows go by pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, the last show to me was the two main events were kind of stinkers, but the rest of the card was fine for Hell in a Cell. Oh, sorry, that was No Mercy. Sorry. Whoa, Hell in a Cell was a good show. I actually thoroughly enjoyed Hell in a Cell. Sorry, but anyway, I don't have really anything else to talk about as far as this goes. I think we need to get the fuck out of here. You guys got anything else you want to throw in right before we leave?
No, I got to go to work soon anyway. So
he's got to go to work. All right, Scott, you got anything?
Nothing from my end. We kind of covered all the stuff that's in the news right now, and it's a weird dead period where there's a lot to talk about, but there's nothing more aside from Neville walked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of a downtime right now. This is down pay-per-view too.
I don't know. He walked out. So there's not much else right now. It's weird.
I'll say this: I'm looking more forward to his matches on the Indies than I am fucking Cody Rhodes' matches because so far they've all been mediocre to bad.
You know what?
Yeah, even Cody's best matches have only been okay.
In my discussions with some people, they're like, "Oh, well, he's gonna be great, just like Cody Rhodes," and I'm like, I mean, Cody Rhodes is
Better.
doing way better than the WWE when he was in WWE, but he's like not. He's not doing like amazing. I mean, he's getting booked great. He's the fucking Ring of Honor World Champion and everything, but his matches are, I mean, they're good, but yeah, not.
The match he had on the last ROH show with Minoru Suzuki was terrible.
Yeah, well, I think you're a little bit harsher on the New Japan style, but you know, for the more casual.
I'm not being harsh on Minoru Suzuki. He had to fucking.
I mean, I know.
He had to work with a pile of dog shit in that ring. That was it was
Maybe
bad.
on that night. Now, Cody Rhodes, I'm not saying he's a pile of shit, but he's not. I said he
Go
is
ahead.
overhyped. He's overrated. I did say that. I did say Cody Rhodes is an overrated performer. He's
I've
not
always
bad.
liked
He's
Cody.
not great. He's good.
I've always liked Cody, and if the WWE booked him right, he could have been a credible world champion for them. But this shows me that they had some. Maybe they didn't think he had it, and maybe they weren't wrong.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I was in the camp of he was the Intercontinental title was probably his limelight. I feel like.
We can do a booking blunders about who could have been world champions because I always believe if they put their mind behind it, they can make anybody credible. Look at gender, but like literally,
You said
Cody
credible
would have been a
and
more
you were
credible
wrong.
world champion under WWE tenure. We'd have no problem with it. Like, match is a little weak, but no one would question it. People are questioning Cody now, despite his draw. I'm like, it's kind of showing that maybe there was a problem here. And I hate saying that because I do like him. His gimmick's fine. He's fun in that way. But the matches always leave something to be desired.
Well,
Sorry, Cody, but it's true, and it's you probably should have stayed where things were at least stable. But hey, if he makes enough money now in 2 years, he's fine.
I'm the American Nightmare, hurdy-durdy-dur.
Yes.
My dad was the American Dream.
Yeah, like Dustin didn't do that already.
Well, guys, I think that's about it. I'm going to wrap this up by saying you need to go to jobberradio.com. I would love for you guys to sign up for the Jobber Radio Prediction League. Just click on right on the top right there. It says join the Prediction League. Click that, sign up, and post your predictions for, hey, why not TLC? How about, I guarantee you will enjoy the pay-per-view more by making your predictions and watching the show, rooting for people, than just by watching the show in general. I fucking promise you that. I
Bomber's
promise.
write-up of the TLC matches
It'll
on
probably be
Jobber
better.
Radio will be better than the actual TLC matches.
But yes, go sign up. And I've noticed we've gotten an influx of new people recently, which is really cool. And unfortunately, with new people don't always read the rules. So read the rules. Even today, there's a guy that posted his predictions today who, unfortunately, has posted his predictions like 3 or 4 shows now. And every single time, he just puts like all his confidence points are always all the same. So. And I always shout out on Twitter. I'm like, hey, so-and-so, redo your picks. But I guess he doesn't follow us on Twitter. If you're watching this, John Chargan or something, I don't know the fuck your name is. But if you're listening to this right now, you are posting your picks wrong. You need to resubmit them. Read the rules. All newbies out there, read the rules, and you'll be put on the card. If you are new and you didn't post your predicts right, you duplicated your points, then you will not be on the card. So
It's not hard to figure out. If there's 8 matches on the card, you have 8 confidence points. You can only use each number once.
yeah, it's 8.
That's it.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Super simple. But again, it's just read the rules. It's right there. But anybody listening that hasn't done it yet, that's thinking about doing it, just jump in there. You'll be given a match and be added to the card no matter what. It's a lot of fun. And guys, I think that's about it. Let's get the fuck out of here. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Hopefully we got some good things to say about TLC 2017, because right now I ain't feeling it. But all right, guys.
Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong.
Prove us wrong. That's the theme of this fucking show. That's the name too. Prove us wrong. All right, we're out of here, guys. Bye.
Later, Mercs.